everybody, Doug from Tech Dad here. Welcome to another video on IT careers. I'm excited to share with you today about the career called Project Manager. Before I get started, I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the continued layoffs in the computer industry. I got notified by a couple of friends that they lost their job this week here in April of 2023, and it's just tough out there. And over the last 4 or 5 months, we've lost a lot of jobs, hopefully the IT industry will recover. So it's very important for you to take a look at these videos and understand, if you need to make a career change, what some of the things you might be looking at. And if you're new and wanting to getting an IT job, of course, learning about the different jobs available to you will give you some insight on what you should try for. So as I said, today we're talking about project managers. So let's get into a little bit. So project managers are very detail-oriented people. They're people in that they like to communicate, and attention to detail is everything. So what do I mean by that? So they have to interact with teams of people that are both on the business side, and they need to be able to understand all the technical jargon that they might have with the technical people as well. And so acronyms are important for the business side, just like they are in the IT side. You need to be able to understand those terms and then swivel around and talk to your IT team that's helping you build whatever in the project, to ensure that everybody's on the same page. Remember, a lot of the times, the IT team that's helping you build this project does not have expertise in the particular business concepts that the business wants to build into the project. So you have to educate them. So you're a very versatile person if you're a project manager. You need to have experience, of course, and at the level which your project is, meaning if you're doing a departmental level project, you should have completed several projects of that same size, so you can point to your successes. And as you go along and become involved in larger and larger projects, again, you want your projects to reflect that you have experience in those areas. There's a fairly large percentage of projects in IT that fail. And we'll get into that, some of the reasons for that in a minute. But it's important to keep a record of your success. In terms of interaction skills, let's go into that a little bit more. Customer interaction skills, you're going to have people that get upset during the project. Nothing is going to go 100% smoothly. So being able to de-escalate conversations. Emotions come into play, politics come into play. And so being able to talk the customer down is important. And one of the ways you're going to do that is you're going to document everything. And what do I mean, everything? I mean, every conversation you have with the customer and your IT team needs to be documented. Now, you're going to give that documentation to them? No, but you're going to have it available to you because in the future, if someone questions you about why you made a certain decision or something like that, you can go back to your documentation and say, well, we agreed upon it on this date, this time. And you need to do that. The other thing is you should, as much as possible, record conversations. Now, of course, you need to have permission to record those conversations. But typically nowadays, these meetings with the customer occur over Zoom or WebEx or something, and so recording is very easily done. And again, you want those for your system of record. And you can go back and reference it, replay it if you need to. Again, very important. Being a team player on the IT side is important in that you don't want to agree to deadlines with the customer that your IT team can't deliver. So you need to be able to, identify with them, understand what they're capable of, and they have to agree to the deadlines as well. Projects fail because of failed, deadlines and communication problems and politics and money. There's a lot of reasons that it could fail. So you need to minimize at every opportunity those aspects of your project to be successful. When I say detail oriented, we talked a little bit about the recording and the documentation, but you need to be able to be a very good writer, meaning you need to be able to write documents, whether it's requirements documents, a status report. You need to be able to create project plans using the project planning software, spreadsheets maybe for budgeting. There's a lot of tools that you use as a project manager that you need to be very comfortable with, and again, put as much detail into that as possible, because your customer may ask for that at some point if the project starts to go sideways, and you don't want to be caught without that documentation. Let's talk a little bit about education. I know a lot of very successful project managers that did not get a college degree, believe it or not. They went through the school of hard knocks and worked on projects, and over time became more and more experienced with doing project management. But you may need certifications in particular technologies, whether it's, if you're doing an SAP project or whatever, you might need SAP certifications. One certification you definitely need is something called PMP, which is a Project Manager Professional. The PMI Institute has courses that you can take to become a certified project manager, get that PMP certification. A lot of customers are going to look for that in their project manager. They need to see that. That's a set of standards that are being used across the industry in all the areas related to project management, and that's something you definitely want to achieve. So look to go get that. Well, that's it for today. Hopefully this gave you some highlights on project managers, and I'd love to continue that conversation with you in the comments below. And so please fill those out, like and subscribe. And next week we'll talk about another great IT career. So thanks for watching today. Well, I'll talk to you later. Bye.